All right, talking some Utah football here with defensive tackles coach Luther Elliss. Now, you've been around Utah football for great chunks of your adult life, but let's go back. Let's walk back in time.
Okay.
Late 80s, early 90s. How do you arrive from small town Colorado to Salt Lake City, Utah?
I was blessed and grateful that the staff at that time they were looking at another kid in Colorado, and I believe we played them and had a pretty good game. And they're like, "Who's this kid? And where's he from?" So at least that's how I understood it at that time. And then Coach Mack started showing up around and coming by the school and by the house, and my parents loved him, and the rest was history.
So in addition to Mac, the program certainly isn't then what it is now. You were kind of part of the rebuild in your early days at Utah. So what made you want to play here? Was it just the ability to want to play, to build something, to play for Mac?
Well, for surely my parents had a huge influence, right, on where I was going to go, and especially my mom. She wanted to be somewhere where it's driving distance close that she can get to, and Salt Lake City, the way she drives is about 5 hours from Mancos, so it was close enough for her. But the reality is that Coach Mack did such a great job with my folks. He just kept calling and visiting and talking, and I get home from school, and who you talking to? Oh, Coach Mack. And he called to talk to me. He called to talk to them. So he did such a great job with my folks that it was pretty much a done deal. Even though there's other opportunities, no, I was heading to Utah.
So you get here to Utah. You're playing for Ron McBride. I think you're also playing for Fred Whittingham too, aren't you?
No, not at first.
Oh, not at first.
No, not at first.
But you did. But you did.
But I did. Yes,
you played for him a little bit. So
I did.
How did those two guys?
Yeah, Coach McMacken, Greg McMacken
Yes.
was my DC at the time.
How did they prepare you for the NFL, Luther?
Well, Coach McMacken had NFL experience along with Big Fred, Coach Whittingham. That's my original Coach Whittingham. Just because they had that experience. So that's how they try to structure and run the offense or the defense and the team and how we did things and just the approach to things. And then they always talk to me about the NFL and things of that nature. And I thought it was a nice compliment. I mean, I was having success, but I was like, man, to go make it to the NFL, you got to be elite. You got to be a certain guy. And I'm coming from small town Mancos, Colorado, so I'm farming community. Like, that's not what happens in our community. So, but it's just taking their cues and understanding what they were talking about and the questions I got to ask them. And also Steve Kafusi was a big influence in that aspect too, sharing. And then Coach Whittingham, Kyle, was also a huge influence in that, just because they all had that experience. And so I would just ask them different questions. But honestly, early on, it was just, I think, the structure and how they ran things and how we did things. And then toughness. Had to be tough to play this game, and you had to come in, and we all did the wake-up drill every day to start practices, and you had toughness, because if you weren't going to make it. You're going to get knocked out. So you had to be tough, but I just think through overall their experiences and sharing that and how we structured practice, how we did things, and then also just them being so open to answer questions.
You played for two Coach Whittinghams, Fred, but I think your last year here at Utah was Kyle's first year on staff coming down from Idaho State. So what do you remember in the early days of Kyle Whittingham? What are your early memories of Kyle when he came and joined the staff?
I mean, honestly, at first he was quiet, and he was just coaching us up and doing a great job. You tell he's very detail oriented, and but again, all of us took our direction from Big Fred and just how he did things. And when he spoke, he had such a raspy, low voice that you were brought to attention right away. And so Coach Kyle was he just basically made sure we understood what the defense was, what our responsibilities were, and then let's go play. So, but you could tell just who he was, his dad, the lineage, just the way he carried himself, the way he prepared. You could see a great coach in the future, just because you just tell you just tell coaches. You can tell coaches, and if they got it or not. I've had a lot of coaches, and some are great communicators, but maybe not great X's and O's. Some are X's and O's, meaning they understand the defense, but they can't communicate it that well and teach it that well. So, but Coach Kyle, he was the combination of everything. And in reality, he was just kind of like, hey, let's go. You guys are pretty good defense already. Let's just not mess that up, and let's go forward.
So fast forward about 25 years, you're coaching at Idaho, and there's an opening here on this staff. How did he approach you? And was there a decision there? Was it an easy choice? How did you come back to Utah?
Well, so we were right in transition at Idaho. They just fired our head coach, and talking to each of us as individuals and the opportunities that we had going forward. So in that same time, the opening came here, and so kind of reached out and just started putting feelers out there, seeing if there's an opportunity or not. And eventually got to talk to Coach Witt, and he was gracious to speak with me and to say the opportunities are there, and he was going to let Scally be a big part of it, and I think Scally actually ultimately made the decision. So, had an interview with Scally and Reef, and it was a lot of fun, and it was just, it was just like we haven't missed a beat. Coach Scally and I, honestly, I knew of him, seen him play, did all those things, all his accolades, all the things he's done. Had a lot of respect for him, and of course still do, but just at that time, it wasn't like I was with Reef, just because Reef and I played together, and so we had some experiences, but it was just, I don't know, the whole process I thought was great. If it would have worked out, it did work out, it was great. If it didn't, I was grateful for the opportunity, and I'm thankful it worked out, and I've been able to be here to coach a couple more of my boys, and then to be a great of such a tradition and history that we have here.
What's that been like? You've got a big family, 12 kids, but you've coached your sons. You've got 4 sons that have played in the NFL. You've got your son Elijah, who's here at Utah now. It's such a unique opportunity. It's one thing to watch your sons play, or maybe you get to coach them in Pop Warner or high school, but you've had the ability to coach them collegiately. What's that been like for you?
Oh, first and foremost, that's a huge blessing because, like you said, a lot of pops and dads get an opportunity to coach them, like, of course, Pop Warner, Flag, Pee Wee, all that type of stuff, and then you have an opportunity, hopefully, in high school. So I got to coach them in high school, and that was fun. Coached out here at Judge Memorial, just right down the street, and we won back-to-back state champs. They hadn't won the state championship there for 30 years or something like that, and it was a lot of fun doing that with the boys, and then able to go on from there and have the opportunity to coach them in collegiately was amazing. And, it was just how good God is. Like, we're all here in Salt Lake, high school, doing our thing, helping Coach Caden and Christian and Noah, and then Caden goes off to Idaho, and then we're, constantly doing different things. And then we go to Colorado because of the Broncos. And then while we're there, Coach Petrino came, and he had an opening pop up there, and he's like, hey, how would you like to coach? And I was like, I had the bug already, and I was like, of course. Again, to be able to coach your boys, not just 1 but 2 or 3, and then honestly keep the family together, it was a huge blessing. So it was fun and grateful. And then again, when this opportunity came up, I know Jonah was already here. I know he was advocating for me behind the scenes, but then fortunate enough and blessed enough to have Elijah here. So yeah, I'd be able to coach 6 of my boys collegiately has been pretty cool.
I would guess you probably have the red zone on Sundays, flipping between games to watch them all play.
Right. So actually, we set up each individual TVs and just turn the stations there, and we just turn one up and down, and usually it's on mute because we just we watch it all. But no, we tried the red zone, but it was just so hard. And honestly, I'll be honest, like, Bill, my eyes are so bad. The glasses. I was like, no, we need full screens. It's funny on game day. We should probably show it someday. It's just literally 4 screens up everywhere, and we just kind of watch and pick and choose and cheer over here and sad over here or both. It's quite a ordeal at our house on Sundays.
I'll bring the pizza over. We can watch some games with you one of these Sundays. Your defensive tackle room this year, good depth, good numbers, not a ton of experience. So kind of give me the state of the D tackles right now.
Actually, I'm very excited. I think we came out of spring ball. I feel like further ahead than I thought we would be, just because we are so young. We do have some experience, again, with Leaky being a vet and a guy that's going to lead us and continue to help me with the guys in that room. And then we got Jonah and Dallas, who both have experience. And Dallas, of course, had a little more than what Jonah's had, but they're both great veterans, if you will, and they had a great spring ball. All three of those guys had great spring balls. And then we got young guys coming in, and Carson and Sione were here this spring and got some great experience there, opportunities to work against our offense, which I think is going to be one of the best offenses in the country. So, and especially our O-line there. So they had some great experience working against those guys and coming in. And honestly, the difference these days of kids coming in to the collegiate program versus back in my day is these kids are doing football 24/7. 365. They're in it. They're practicing. They're working their techniques. They're doing those things. They're learning defenses. Whereas when I played, I mean, we had football, basketball, and track, and we transitioned. And since football season over, I didn't think about it again until summer workouts came back around. So just the knowledge and experience that these kids have and bring in, they're so much further ahead, which is a huge benefit. And it's showing with these younger guys. And again, they're talented kids. But again, I tell the guys all the time, it doesn't matter how talented you are if you can't you can't have your technique and fundamentals being 100% all the time. So these guys are doing a great job of taking that to heart and really working their fundamentals to be able to, so their talents can allow them to play fast and physical. And then we got a couple of new guys come in with Simi and Pupu, and those guys are really ultra talented too. And you can see the skill sets that they have. Again, their curve is going to be how well they learn the defense and the nuances of it to help them to play well. But I'm really excited about our room. Again, we don't have the experience, but the talent level is really good. And the guys leading the room are guys that I think anybody would love to have in their room.
I know none of these guys were alive when you played, but does your pedigree and the fact that you played it at a high level help you connect with these kids? Is there buy-in there, or does it not even matter to kids these days?
No, I think there is. Especially, again, these kids are so in tuned to football, and they know who's who and what's what. And even if I've been a dinosaur and my time's come and gone and those things, I think they can still respect and see what we've done. Meaning not just myself, but any of the guys that have played professionally or a higher level of football. I think kids just have natural respect for you because it is hard. This game is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the weak-minded. You have to have a certain mindset to be able to play this game. Because, I mean, think about it. All their buddies and everybody else going home to go hang out, do whatever they're going to do, and these guys coming here to throw on the gear, first sit in meetings, then the gear, and then go out and get after it for a few hours, and then come back, watch more film, and it's just all the little things that cause you to play this game, to be great at this game. It's a grind, it's a toll, and for these guys to be able to do that. So I think these kids appreciate that, and they see that, and so they know how hard it is to make it to the premium, the elite level. And so I do think it gives a little credence and opportunities for the kids to really appreciate what you do, and the coaching points that hopefully we're giving them to help them to become great. Because
of your pedigree and the levels you've played upon, you know what good offensive line play looks like too. Mm-hmm. You've seen this program's got a pretty high bar right now. Mm-hmm. In having seen these guys, from a guy that played at the highest level and saw some pretty good offensive lines, how good is this group that Jim Harding's got this year?
Well, you said it right there. It starts with Jim. Jim's a great coach. Jim does an excellent job with these guys. He is, again, he's so hard, fundamental techniques, and just he knows what he's doing, and the way he gets these guys to bond and play in unison. Because, again, great O-line isn't just each individual player, even though those are guys across the board are very talented. Probably every one of them is going to be drafted. But the true secret sauce is how you get them to gel, right, and how to play together and understanding and get a feel for each other, because those are the toughest O-line that I've ever had to go against. It wasn't the individual talents. It was when they played as a unison, as one. Now that's really talent and also great coaching that's going to take to be able to do that. And Jim's done that. So, yeah, we have an ultra-talented line, but, again, they work so well together. They understand what Jim's expecting, what he wants, how to execute certain things. If they don't, what I appreciate is hey, Coach, what do I do about this? And Jim's like, right on it. He's got it. And so, yes, they're very, very ultra-talented as individuals. I mean, honestly, these kids are so freaky athletes. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, as much as I appreciate my time, my era, and you can say different things about our era, again, with these kids playing and training the way they do year-round now, I think the kids are even more talented and just more savvy and just better football players overall than even what we were in my time. So to see these kids and this O-line play the way they're playing, it gets you really excited. And then honestly, I tell my guys, especially being that we're so young, there's not a better, per se, O-line out there, man-to-man, than our guys, and that's who you get to practice against every day. So you should be excited. Like, and if I was a kid, I'd be clicking my heels and can't wait to get to practice, because all I know is if I'm able to beat this O-line, let alone each individual, if I can win a few here and there, that says a lot. And that should give me a lot of confidence heading into the season, because not many O-lines are like what we have.
Speaking of the season, last thing, Luther, what has you most excited about this upcoming season?
There's a lot of things, but I'm just ready to get back out on that field and let us right the ship. Not that it was bad, but it just wasn't who we were last year, who we are, what our legacy, what the principles and our culture is here at Utah. No finger pointing or anything like that. It's a team sport, and that's one of the greatest things I think there is about football. As great as it is, as you have individual efforts like Barry Sanders, right? Probably the greatest running back ever, and probably one of the best athletes I've ever seen. As great as he was, we couldn't win in Detroit, right? Because it is such a team sport. You need everybody, especially your weakest link, to be playing up to par and in unison. So that's what makes our sport so great. So what I'm excited about is to get back out on that field and just honestly, forgive me, but dominate people. I just want to wreck everybody we play against and win the national championship. So on the way. But to me, that's the end of the goals or what we're trying to accomplish. That happens because of what we do up to that point, and that's what I'm excited about. Is this team's hungry. This team is very hungry, and we have the guys to get it done. It's defensive tackles coach and Utah legend Luther Elliss. Thanks, Luther. Thank you. Appreciate it.